Hello, my children. INFJ mom. Um, so I think I figured something out. And I'm kind of excited and frustrated at the same time. And it's about criticism and critical spirit. Now, criticism can be a good thing, and sometimes we ask for it, and sometimes we need it when we are, doing our work or trying to accomplish different things or learn different things. We need people to add input. So we request it. How could I have done this? I do hair. So how could I have executed this color application better? How could I have done this haircut better? What do you think of this piece of work? What do you think of this knitted thing that I made because I'm trying a new pattern, and how could I have better done it? It's a little breezy and the leaves are falling. I hope it's not messing up the audio. We'll see. And then, of course, criticism, that you request from people about different things, lots of different things. It's good. Constructive criticism is good. It's something we need. We need to be adjusted. We need to learn. We need to figure things out and be teachable in our lives. That's not the kind of criticism I'm talking about. That kind I welcome. I am many times asked to give it. And I am talking about the kind that is unrequested, hurtful, rude, and just plain selfish. And I have known, I guess I'm hoping that I'm going to explain this in the way that it sounds in my head. And bear with me, guys. I always feel like I'm spilling out everything and it makes no sense, but maybe it will make sense to you. We'll see. I have noticed in my life a pattern, and we like patterns in human behavior, and we notice them, of people that kind of carry a critical spirit, as almost as if they cannot help themselves but to criticize or give tips or adjustments or things to other people. And I have had family members like this, friends like this, coworkers, random people. And I'm not talking about random people here because working in the industry that I do, I stand in front of a mirror all day long, cutting hair, coloring hair, all that. I am almost expected to look a certain way and carry a stylish, beautiful, I'm supposed to look a certain way. So it almost seems as if, my clients have like open door policy to critique me verbally. And I almost am like guarded up to that. Like it doesn't even really faze me anymore. I'm like, who are you and why do I care what you think of my hair color? I don't really. The people that have carried this critical spirit have been people that I care about, people that say they care about me, and people that I have, day-to-day relationship with. Like I said, family members, friends, co-workers that I spend a lot of time with. And what I noticed is the same area that in all these people that carry this kind of critical spirit that they almost don't have control of in their behavior and words, criticize the same things in me. And you get hardened to it in a way, but there's certain points in your life where it's very hurtful, and then you start to think about, are they right? Is there something wrong with me? Is there something shameful about me that it continually is brought up? So I kind of had to look at it in a different way and pray about it and just ask, like, is this something I need to look at? Is this something I need to change? Is this a heart issue? Because, talking about the condition of the heart, am I placing too much value on this one area? And is it something that I need to change and that you, Father, are trying to speak to me about? Or is it a way for this critical spirit that seems to, affect me the same way through different people? Is it a way for that critical spirit to kind of beat me down so that I can't be who I'm meant to be, who I'm created to be, child of God and made in the image of God? So that was my dilemma. And I realized through, 41 years of my life, when I received these, words and criticism and harshness from other people, and they're always the same repeating thing, the problem isn't with me. I had to decide to separate those comments and the feelings that they made me have, because the comments in themselves, for the most part, weren't rude or terrible, but it was the feelings that I had from the comments that was the problem. So I had to from separate those two things and decide that it's okay for me to like who I am. It's okay for me to feel beautiful, look beautiful, and be who I am. I was created the way like this for whatever reason, and there isn't anything wrong with that. And I don't have to feel shame and guilt and want to hide myself when I get comments about it. And my husband's been telling me that for 20 years, but sometimes, I got to hit my head against a brick wall a few times before I will listen to the truth, because when you grow up under a very critical spirit and everything about your outer self, whether it be looks or the way you speak and present yourself, are consistently being told that it needs adjustment, you start to believe there's something wrong with you and there's something wrong with the way you were made, and that maybe that critical spirit is correct. That's what you start to think. So, how do we deal with this repeating, patterned, over and over in your life, critical spirit that keeps presenting itself through different people? And I wonder if you guys, that are victims of like a critical spirit, or not victims, but like that deal with this in your life and you're sensitive to this kind of thing, because I realize not everyone is sensitive to criticism. Some people just, carry on and yeah, whatever. Yeah, think that if you want, oh, so you don't like my hair today, so what? You don't like that I wear makeup, so what? You don't like that I wear big earrings and jewelry and all this other thing and I look like a Canaanite woman, so what? That's, some people are like that, and I love that, and I want more of that for myself, that I can just express and be and do joy and be okay with it. So I go through phases where I am, and then another critical spirit comes in my life and knocks me right back down again. But I feel like I figured something out, so I can now say to that, those lies that want to then come in my head and say all these things, no, that's not true. No, it's not true. I'm made in the image of God, and his children are beautiful. And being one of his children, being his daughter, that means I am beautiful, whether everyone else finds me beautiful or not. So dealing with these, and I was thinking about the patterns that I have had in dealing with critical people and in my life. I've dealt with it many different ways. I have allowed, especially ones that were very close to me for a long time and a big part of my life, I allowed them to just operate in that, rip me to shreds, continually criticize everything about me, make me feel very small, make me feel, I allowed myself to feel like I was worthless, that I shouldn't go out in public, that I should, keep myself quiet and small, unattractive, uh, and unadorned. And it's interesting that that kind of person, that if you keep them and you allow them to continue to do that without voicing what it does to you, it doesn't matter. Even if you do every little thing that they asked you to adjust, they still can find something that that critical whatever can still find something to pick out as a flaw, something that you still did wrong. Still, even if it's not about, okay, so you got, your hair and your makeup and your clothes and everything exactly as you thought that they wanted, then they will go after the way you speak, the way that you move, the way that, oh, it's definitely not something that even makes rational sense to me to be that way, and to operate under that kind of spirit. But and if you really want to destroy somebody's self-esteem, yeah, I figured that out too because I've had it done to me. If you really want to destroy somebody's self-esteem, wait till they're like really looking nice, like really put together well, especially for like an event or something, like really beautiful. And you can tell that they feel really fabulous. Still find something to criticize and point it out right after you tell them they look nice. That really does it. And you want to really destroy someone's self-esteem, that'll do it. Especially if they're like a fragile little infj like I am sometimes. I shouldn't be so fragile, but I am. Another way that I have dealt with this, and this would be usually coworkers or acquaintances that I don't have to spend a lot of time with for whatever reason, I just avoid them. I just avoid them, kind of steel wall myself up to their comments and keep conversation very flat and do nothing, you know. And the third way, which is probably that I've done, and this is only just recently that I've done, it's probably the healthiest way, is to actually go to that person and cause a confrontation, which is terrifying. Cause a confrontation. Say, hey, when you say these things, this is what it does to me. This is how it makes me feel. And this is what it does to me internally. This is what it does to me up here. And then see what happens. Oh, there's a fourth thing to do too, which feels wicked to me, but sometimes you have to do that too. And see what happens. Sometimes people are so unaware of their behavior that they have no idea what they're doing to other people. And they are so patterned in that behavior that they don't know it's hurtful. It's just normal to them. But if you come to them and say, hey, when you talk like this, it really hurts my feelings and really makes me feel yucky, and I almost don't want to talk to you sometimes or let you see my face because it hurts so much when you talk like that. And, sometimes they'll change your behavior because they didn't realize they were doing it. The other way that feels kind of yucky, and I can't say I've ever done this, but I've thought about it, is to mirror their behavior. Start being critical back to them. Not maybe in the same moment that they're critical to you, but maybe in other moments. But that to me feels vindictive, and vindictive behavior never feels nice to me, but that is one way to handle it. And I know some people in my life that perhaps have a little bit more self-confidence and a little less FE. They definitely will do that. And that tends to end a relationship, which sometimes is okay. But anyway, this critical spirit following me around and wanting to tear me apart has been pretty effective in my life. And I've decided at this point to just say no to it and say, no, I belong to Jesus. I'm beautiful because I'm a child of God. And even if you, person, don't find this beautiful, it doesn't matter because, you know, it's okay. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And it's okay to be beautiful. That's something I have to remember too. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no shame in it. Um, I don't have to walk around like a proud peacock and say, look at me and how fabulous I am, you know. But it's okay to feel okay about how you were created. And this has been a repeating theme in my life. And like I said, my husband's been telling me this for 20 years or more because it's been a repeating theme. But now that I'm seeing this pattern and I feel like I've figured something out with the critical spirit, when I recognize that critical spirit, I can say no. Be gone. Get away from me. You don't belong here. In Jesus' name. It's a good day. It is a good day. Everything is falling apart at my house. Our septic tank's having problems. My freezer broke. My husband's car is in for repairs. I'm waiting for something else to go to crap. But I feel good. I'm at peace. Everything will be fine. God will provide. It'll all be fixed. And winter's coming. Trying to enjoy, once again, nice warm weather before it goes away. Still not as warm because now we even have a sweater on today. But anyway, live in love out of the way you were created. Thank you so much.